These are the new makeup releases for August. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today I have the new makeup releases for August for you, a little later than usual, but I was traveling, so that's why this video is coming a little bit later. Because I was traveling and I just got home late last night and there was a fire really close to my house. What's going on there? I haven't really had a chance to air out my home, and since everything was closed for 2 weeks, I do have all of my windows and doors open. So if things get a little noisy, then you know why. My nails have chipped while I was traveling, so I know they look horrible. I'm getting them redone this week. So the next batch of videos you're going to see, they're going to look pristine again. And then I'm not wearing any makeup because I was still a little bit tired, and I was like, I do want to film videos, but I don't want to wear makeup. We're just going to run through and talk about all of these new makeup releases, and let me know in a comment down below if there's anything you are already looking for. I personally am not really, but there is a new MONOLITH drop happening next week, the 16th of August. They'll do their new drop, and they have loads of new stuff coming, so I'm pretty excited for that. We have the Sheen Effect eyeshadow palette. This is the Love in a Dream 9-color palette. So Sheen Effect is the brand that I know from their really beautiful singles. They do these really beautiful, sparkly multi-chromes and duochromes. But then they do a palette and then it looks like this. I don't know. It just doesn't really seem to go with the vibe of the other products that I've seen this brand do. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. I'm pretty sure it makes sense to some people. So if you know this brand a little bit better than I do, let me know in a comment down below what I'm missing, because that's sort of how I feel, like I'm missing something. And this one I couldn't include last time because I had already filmed the video, but there's a new version of the Dollhouse by Blend Bunny. This is definitely something that's on the wish list. I had the original Dollhouse, which I didn't love, but they seem to have done something differently with some of the shimmers. And this color story is just really speaking to me. It's like a really good neutral palette with a twist. We all know I love those. We all know I love Blend Bunny formula. They are some of the best eyeshadow formula on the market. And I'm just hoping that this revamped version is going to tickle my itch a little bit better than the original did. With the original, because of the way it was laid out, it just didn't make a lot of sense. There are still 6 incredibly deep shades though, which I probably didn't need. But I like this reorganized color story, and I do like the vibe that this gives off. So the Dollhouse, I believe it's coming to MONOLITH on Sunday, and they did send me a code again that I can use. So in case you don't know, I'm affiliated with MONOLITH, and they allow me to pick out some products every month. So this is probably something I'm gonna pick up if I can. Not sure. Now this is something you already saw me feature in a haul, because this is something I could pick up last time when MONOLITH did a restock. This is the Down to Earth by Give Me Glow. Give Me Glow is a brand I've not tried before, and that's why I wanted to try it, and I had the code, and I was like, okay, I need to put it towards something, so this is what I decided to put it towards. So I decided to make this part of the selection. It reminds me a lot of the e.l.f. Earth and Ocean. Who remembers that palette? Used to have that. I used to love it as well. I love these earthy tones with the blues and the greens. This looks stunning. I still need to take pictures of mine. It's actually right here. I've selected it to use it as part of my Shop My Stash, I've decided. So I'm going to take pictures of it hopefully this weekend so I can start using it in August for my Shop My Stash. There are some new lipsticks from Rare Beauty. These look pretty. I've seen people already using these on TikTok, and they look really glossy. I'm not entirely sure about the shade selection. They're quite deep, quite saturated, which I think is really good if you have a deeper skin tone than mine, but the shades here don't necessarily appeal to me. I would have to see these in real life. If I find myself near a Sephora anytime in the fall time, I might want to have a look at this. I am going to Madrid in October, so I know I'll be near a Sephora then. Rare Beauty is, well, they are now available here in the Netherlands, but we probably won't have this new thing really like straight away. I could go into Douglas to see if they have it. We'll see. There's some new eyeshadow from H&M, and when I saw this, I was like, what brand is this? Like, I thought this was like another like luxury brand, but no, it's H&M. Not entirely sure how expensive these are, but they look nice. And I've tried H&M makeup in the past, and it was excellent because a lot of it was made in Italy. So it's very similar to, like, I'm not sure if these are, but if these are made in Italy like a lot of the other line used to be, then I'm pretty sure it's going to be very similar to either Charlotte Tilbury and Kiko. A lot of the H&M makeup I've tried was really similar to those kind of brands. Like, a lot of luxury makeup is also made in Italy in Italian factories, which is why I feel Kiko feels so much more high-end than it actually is. And I always felt with H&M Beauty that it was very much like a similar vibe. So I'm hoping these are as good. These look good, but not my kind of color stories, not something that screams, I need this in my life. But this is a release where I'm like, H&M, I think I might want to look into your line again to see if you have anything that's good. The new Essence and Catrice products are dropping as we speak. I had a look before I started traveling whether things were already out. The Catrice stuff was already listed on Boozy Shop. That's the website I use to place the order usually. They're a Dutch website. But a lot of the products I was interested in were out of stock, so I'm going to have to wait for these products to come back in stock so I can pick up a couple of things and do a video. However, I didn't feel there was a lot. As in, I don't think that if I were to order just the Catrice stuff, that there would be enough for me to like do an entire video with just the Catrice stuff. So I was like, maybe I need to wait for the Catrice and Essence stuff to come out and then do one video with both brands. I think that's what I'm going to do, and I'm sort of going to wait probably until early September to film that video. Not because I don't want to do it, it's just that there's very few things. Like this blush is really interesting because it's apparently really similar to the Cheek Lover, and I have one of the Cheek Lover blushes that I still really love and use a lot. So I want to see if this is anything similar to that. They, of course, also look very similar to K-Beauty and Rare Beauty and things like that, so I'm not entirely sure what's out there, but there were only a few products that were listed on the website right before my trip that I really thought I wanted to pick up, and most of that was out of stock, so I couldn't buy it yet. And it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, I was traveling, so I was trying to time everything so it would either be in before my travels or, I was like, I'm gonna have to wait until I come back, and I'm actually in the midst of redoing my living room, and that's sort of where a lot of my money is going now. So I still need to pick up a couple of things. So I first want to do that, and then I think end of August, early September, I'll be able to pick up some Catrice and Essence things. Then we have a new collection from MAC. This is at Nordstrom. The Cozy Core collection. This just looks pretty. This just looks pretty. I don't think this is actually something I need. I mean, I'm a sucker for that little knit pattern that's in the blush or highlight or whatever it is. K-Beauty does this a lot too. I believe, wasn't it an eyeshadow palette I had? I think it was an Etude House eyeshadow palette that had that knit pattern as well. I'm a sucker for those patterns, but I don't need it. Now it's only August, but we're already getting sneak peeks of Christmas collections. Holiday is coming. And this is the NARS drop. I'm not sure what this is called. It just says that it's going to be released at Christmas time this year. Just so you know. There's a new mini from Natasha Denona. This is the Mini Bloom that's been announced. This looks really similar to other minis she already has. I'm not sure whether Natasha Denona is going to do a Charlotte Tilbury / Pat McGrath rabbit hole where they keep releasing the same things all the time. I surely hope not, but this does look like something that already existed in a line. Did we need it? No. Do I like Natasha Denona eyeshadow quality? Yes, but I've decluttered all of my mini palettes because I'm not reaching for them. So, this was exciting. I'm of course missed this completely, but Sugar Pill brought back their original bulletproof black eyeshadow. If you were around the early 2010s, creative makeup people, they all use Sugar Pill. Everybody had the big palette, or they had bunches of singles, and I never really I think I ended up getting one little Sugar Pill thing in the end. I had a couple of things by them to try the brand, But I remember it being so expensive. I think at the time they did like a 4-pan. It was like 50 euros, and at the time I wasn't as confident playing with color. So as much as I wanted to play with color, I didn't want to spend that much money on it. So I never got to try bulletproof. But when I saw this, I was like, ah, the nostalgia is real. That was something I really wanted. I wanted to have the red eyeshadow a lot. Who remember? Love Plus, I think it was called. That was an excellent eyeshadow. There's a new foundation by the Hong Van Gogh brand, which looks pretty. It's the Luminous Longwear Serum Foundation. 38 shades, really good. But this is not a brand that's very easily accessible to me. This is very US only, so not something I can really get my hands on, I'm afraid. And I'm really not in any position to be trying a new foundation right now. It's just, I've got enough. I've got enough. There's a new Pokemon collection from ColourPop, so this is this? No, Eevee. I was like, it's not Pikachu, it's Eevee. I like that character a lot within Pokemon, I'm not gonna lie, but this just looks like every single ColourPop release we've had in the past year, so we'll be skipping that. There's a new collection from Bella Beauty Bar. This is the Cloud 9 collection. I believe it comes with mattes and then the shimmers in a separate palette, if I'm not mistaken. This is also coming to Monolith really, really soon. Do I need it? I don't think so. I don't think I need this in my life. I really don't. There's a new palette from LYS Beauty. This is a brand I've tried in the past, and they do some really beautiful things. It's just that color story-wise, they seem to be aimed more so at people with deeper skin tones than mine. So it's not really catered to me, but I think it's a good thing that they do a palette now. And the shades in there do look really lovely. I think this is going to look really beautiful if you have a deeper skin tone. So this Cloud 9 palette, it does look really stunning. I think it's one of the products I can choose next Sunday when the Monolith drop happens. It's got 7 multi-chrome shimmers and 5 mattes. It does look pretty. I don't like that there are shades in there that are like split pan, but within the same palette, and then sometimes it's 3 colors. Just not a huge fan of that. And it's quite expensive. It's $69 for a 12 pan because of the amount of multi-chromes you get. I love me a Bella Beauty Bar palette. Maybe I should just get this. I'm not entirely sure. There's a new Terra Moons palettes as well. This is Aurora Chasing in collaboration with Ellie Star. Oh, is it? As I've been traveling, I filmed so much content before I left that I don't remember what was in what video. But I did already test out the other Ellie Star palette that I had, I think. But yeah, this looks beautiful. It's got some warmer tones in there. Not really my color story that really draws me in, but I do really enjoy Terra Moons' eyeshadow quality as well. So if you like the look of this, you're gonna like it. Then I think one of the most exciting makeup releases in like this summer is the Bella Beauty Bar and May Pang collab, the Flora and Fauna palettes. These are stunning. They're dropping on Monolith on Sunday. These are gorgeous, but it's one that's fully matte and sort of like a more muted down of the Rotten palette, which I also didn't get because it was all matte. And then there is the other palette that does have a couple of shimmers in, but not too many. So that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna buy that. I like them. I think they're very exciting for the brand, for the creator that they're collaborating with. Really gorgeous color stories. I know a lot of people are gonna love these, but I don't think it's quite right for me personally. I think there is a shade extension of the Glow Play brushes from MAC. They already did this, of course. I think they just came out with new shades. I like the Glow Play blushes. I actually want to get 1 or 2 more. Something, again, that I want to look into for the future. There's a new 6-pan from Clionadh. This is the Galapagos palette. So this is 6 of their multi-chromes. I love Clionadh multi-chromes. I have a full palette with my multi-chromes. Pretty much all Clionadh shadows. So I know I love those, but this brand is so difficult to get because they're in Canada and shipping is outrageously expensive, so I don't buy from them too often. I still need to, like, perhaps get a couple of more by them, but so far I like my multi-chrome palette where it stands, so I'm not in any rush to get more Cliona, but they do some wonderful things. This is a new release from Prada. This looks interesting. It's got a lip balm, the Prada Touch, and a waterproof. I'm not sure what Prada Touch is supposed to be. This is the Wisteria collection. That's what it's called. Like, is this supposed to be blush? Is it supposed to be like a lip product? What is it supposed to do? I don't know, but I like the shades here. I really, really like the look of that. I'm not sure Prada is necessarily worth it though. Beauty Bay has a new Brights palette out. This is just a black and white mock-up, but I do also have footage of it being in color. It's 9 shades of shimmers. So if that's something you're looking for, it's called the Mini Charms Bright Eyeshadow Palette, which launched at the end of July. Beautiful, yes. Not something I need. There is a new Blush Balm, Blur Balm by Hilden Beauty. This looks pretty, but the 3 shades look almost identical. I don't understand why brands do this. It's like 3 shades, but they look almost the same. Like, why? Like, the undertones aren't even that different. There's a new powder from Urban Decay, the All Nighter Ghost Powder. Urban Decay is pretty much impossible for me to buy by now, so I know I'll be skipping this. It comes in 5 shades, I think. I think there are 5 shades. It's just a setting powder. I'm not huge on setting powder, so I know I can skip this. There's a new fragrance from Kylie. I'm not sure if anybody knew about that yet, but I'm not a huge fan of Kardashians and Jenners myself, so I've never really got the hype with any of the products that they're launching, but I do really like the packaging of these. There's Velvet Brew, Blushwood, and Cashmere Muse. Ambery Spice, Hazelnut Orange Blossom and Coffee, a woody floral with rose, honeysuckle, and cedarwood, and a floral musky scent with bergamot, frangipani, and salted musk. The first one, the Velvet Brew, that sounds like something I like. Spicy, nutty, coffee. Yeah, that sounds like something I might like. Do I need it though? Not at all. Young Samuel is coming to Sephora. They're now launching this brand, and the cushion blushes, the one that I like so much, are coming to Sephora. So if you're in the US, I think it makes it a little bit more easier for you to pick it up in case you were wondering. But yeah, I have one of these blushes and I really love mine. Then this I thought was like a new ABH launch, but it's Sephora collection. What's going on there? Again, really pretty. Do I need it? No. I don't like All Matte, and these color stories are just a little bit too basic. I have shades like this already in my makeup collection. And like I said, it looks like, one of them looks a bit like the Soft Glam, and the other looks like the Sigma Ambiance palette, but then All Matte. This is a new eyeshadow palette from Cosmic Beauty. This is the Sun Tarot palette. They made a very cool tone version in the wintertime, and now they're doing this warm, spicy thing in the summertime, which I think makes a lot of sense for them. I love these colors, but on me as eyeshadow, I'm gonna skip this. I love Cosmic Beauty though. I think they do some wonderful things. There's a new Nori Corn palette. I'm going to be trying this brand for the first time this month. This is the Sanctum Bloom eyeshadow palette, and you can get it through C Beauty Mall. It's available for pre-order, it says here. That was posted on the 24th of July. It's got blues, greens, and purples. So maybe if I like my Nori Corn palette that I have to play with in the month of August, then I might want to pick up more, but at the minute, I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to pick up anything more anytime soon. There's a new fragrance from Rare Beauty. This is the Rare Beginnings. It's fruity, floral, and creamy sweetness. Top notes are pear, nectar, and pistachio. gardenia, jasmine, and lotus blossom are the heart notes, and then the dry down should be vanilla bean, pink sugar, and cedarwood. Not really my vibe per se, but I think it makes sense for the brand to have a fragrance. I think this will do well. There are some new products from Charlotte Tilbury. There are quite a few of them actually. This is a Airbrush Flawless Blur loose powder. Loose powder from Charlotte Tilbury. Didn't know I needed. I don't love a loose powder. I don't like powder in general. But they're doing some nice things, so that's okay. This may be a little bit sad. Menagerie has announced that they're closing down. Yeah. We kind of could have seen this coming because the brand wasn't doing as many new things anymore. I think this is one of those brands that just, you know, with a lot of indie brands, like they do really well for a short period of time and then the market becomes saturated and then people move on to something else. And I feel like Menagerie kind of missed the boat once a lot of brands started doing loads of multi-chromes. It almost as if they couldn't really keep up. Even though they have some wonderful palettes, I still have a couple of items that I do really enjoy. So I'm not going to get rid of my Menagerie palettes anytime soon. And now that they're closing down, like that Feral palette, I'm probably going to put that in a makeup memory box because it's one of the best bright palettes ever made. So sad to see Menagerie go, but we kind of could have seen it coming. This is the Christmas collection from Lancôme, in case anybody's interested. Well, we've already got an announcement there. Victoria Beckham has now come to Amsterdam, to the Bijenkorf, which makes it super exciting because Victoria Beckham was also almost impossible to get here. But this brand has slowly but surely making its way into other brands, like other stores. So they have counters at Space NK and at Selfridges in the UK. And now they have come to like the Dutch luxury department store as well, which I think is a good thing. Now they just need to come to Rotterdam though, because I don't hang out in Amsterdam as much as I used to. Chantecaille has a new collection. They do a lot of animal things in their collections, and this is the Lion collection. I've never tried Chantecaille. Is it worth it? It's one of those brands that, you know, if I'm in Space NK, because they very often have Chantecaille, I look at it and nothing stands out to me as something I would want to buy. And then I look at the price tag and then it deters me even more. So let me know. Is this worth getting? I just don't know. I've never tried them. Glamlight has a Pepsi collection. Glamlight is one of those brands whenever, like, I think they really did that Lord of the Rings palette really well. A lot of people liked that last year. But ever since then, I was like, I haven't really heard much from them in a while. So, like, a couple of weeks ago, I was like, I haven't heard from Glamlight in, like, forever. And I'm like, oh, they're doing something. I like this. They did a Coca-Cola collection, like, 2 years ago. Now they're doing a Pepsi collab. I think the color story makes sense for Pepsi. It's shaped like a can. Who doesn't like a good theme? And, yeah. I don't need this, but Glamlight does some decent eyeshadow as well. RMS Beauty has a new palette. This is the Redimension Daily Glow palette. This looks beautiful. I mean, I've been meaning to try RMS like powder products as well, and this palette is the first time where I'm like, ooh, those shades look like something I might want, but here's the reason why it appeals to me. It's very similar in tones as the Dior face palette I have in Universal. So I don't think I need this because it's going to be two similar things I already have. And I'm not a face palette kind of person. I just never reach for them unless I travel. This is, like, the shades in here are beautiful. It could be a great way for me to just test their powder products for myself. But, again, RMS Beauty is so difficult to get here. This is a brand I hadn't heard of before. This is Royneo. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's on Sea Beauty Mall. And I just like the color story of this. I thought it was really cute with like the cooler tones and then the pinky things and the tealy shades. It's very soft and pretty, but with a bit of grunge. I like the look of that. I'm not sure how expensive this is. It's $47.99. It's available for pre-order. Then I think this is either, yeah, this is a new product from Made by Mitchell. This is a mini curve case. This makes so much more sense to me. The bigger curve cases have too many shades in that just don't appeal to me. And this comes in heaps of shades, and they do so many different undertones. This is not a product for me. I'm just not a cream compact person. It gets messy. I would never use this enough to make the purchase worth it. But Made by Mitchell is not that expensive. Like, if you look at how much product you get, and the products are very pigmented. So if you love your pigmented shades, and you like to do this like MUA style makeup, then this is going to be lovely for you. There's a new palette from Cryptine Cosmetics. Not sure what the color story is like, but they announced that summer is coming, and this blue packaging makes it seem like it's probably going to be like a beachy themed palette. Westman Atelier has a new fluid foundation, the Supreme Bio Complex Liquid Foundation with some skincare properties. I've just tried some Westman Atelier and I really like their products, but no way am I going to try the entire brand's line yet because they're very expensive. If you were looking for the Epic Beauty Jewels of Eternity palette, they restocked it on the Epic Beauty website, and it's gonna be back on Monolith on the 16th as well. So this is another palette that you should be able to pick up. There's a new color corrector from One Size, the Ultimate Color Corrector. And I looked at this, it was like, I wish it had a lavender. Like, a lavender would have made this a lot more well-rounded, I feel. I like the green shade, but I don't think it's the right undertone for most people. The two darker tones are nice, and then it's got like 3 very light peachy pinks. I just don't think the shade selection is necessarily something that I could work with, and One Size is one of those brands again where they do lots of really good things, but it isn't always quite right for me, personally. I think this is a shade extension. YSL came out with a new fragrance and additions to the Make Me Blush family. So this is a cream version of the blush that everybody seems to love. My main issue with these blushes is that not a single shade in the line really seems to speak to me and says buy me. So, and then this cream line, it also isn't happening. Gourmand Girls has some new eyeshadow palettes coming out. They actually have quite a few. This is Flora Mist, and I do like the look of this. Here's the thing though, I have tried some Gourmand Girls, and it wasn't my favorite formula, so I'm definitely going to like skip on this because I'm like, as pretty as it is, I know I probably won't like the way this goes onto my lids. Same with Adept, they have a new palette, the Back to the 80s. This is Back to the Future inspired. I love these tones. I just don't like Adept formula. It's very creasy on me, and they are usually quite expensive, so that's why I'm going to be skipping this one as well. This is $68. There's a new collab with Basquiat by MAC, which I think they've actually done in the past as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. There have been makeup collabs with Basquiat before. He's an artist, by the way, and it makes a lot of sense for MAC, I think. Just none of the products really speak to me, you could say. Oh, here's the Cryptine Cosmetics full reveal. So, yeah, it's a very sort of bright, fun, summery palette. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. This is a brand, the Navi eyeshadow palette, but the brand is Time Foriat. I think that's how you pronounce it. These shapes remind me a lot of Izamaya, but it's essentially like a rosy tone palette and a neutral tone palette, so I don't feel like the eyeshadows themselves look all that interesting, but the packaging definitely does. We'll see what other things this brand comes out with. There's a new collab between e.l.f. and Bubble, which is a skincare brand. It has a blush serum, some bronzing drops, and a lip serum. Not really my kind of product, so I'm skipping that. Advent calendars, they're coming our way as well. I'm going to say it here, and I'm probably going to repeat myself over the next couple of months, but I don't do advent calendars. I always get products I don't want. But this is a Charlotte Tilbury one that's already announced, just so you know. There's a new product from Victoria Beckham. This is one of their eyeliners, and this is in Navy Noir Pavé, and it's one of their jewel eyeliners. So they do 2 different types of eyeliners. There's just a second Kajal, and then the satin Kajal Jewel, which have the shimmer in them. I have, I think I have Navy Noir in the satin Kajal like normal, and it's one of the best dark blue eyeliners of my life. So if I do one with shimmer, that's gonna make my inner magpie really, really happy. Pat McGrath is going to be launching something new as well. They're teasing something. I don't have any sort of anything else other than this reel, so I don't know what it is that's coming as I'm filming this video, but something is coming. Oh, and not only does MAC have the Basquiat collab, they're also doing a collab with Skull Panda, so a Pop Mart collab. It's got lipsticks, a mirror, and a compact. Don't need it. This is something new from Charlotte Tilbury. Some sort of face palette, a compact on the go type of thing. This is all I have. It seems there's also some new blushes. They're doing loads of new things. You're starting to see now that it's August that the makeup news is starting to ramp up, because most makeup releases actually happen between September and November. So the next couple of months we're going to have very full videos where we talk about new makeup. There's a new collection from Kiko, all matte. These are some of the lip products, but they do matte eyeshadow and matte powder. Like, everything is matte. The whole thing is matte. I like the packaging here so much. Such beautiful packaging. There's a new foundation from Tower 28. This is the Swipe Serum Foundation with a medium to buildable coverage. Tower 28 is a brand that I love, but so many of the products that I had by them either expired or I tried my best using them up before they expired, which is why I've been a little bit more holding back with buying their products, because they lack so many preservatives that it's not going to last a very long time in your makeup collection. And I have so much makeup that it takes me a while to get things sometimes, and I've had Tower 28 products expire on me before I ever really have a chance to use them properly. So that's a bit of a bummer. There is a new product by Nomad, a new palette. I'm suspecting it's going to be Australia themed. I've seen like kangaroo sort of images as well. But it's actually being announced as I'm filming this video. So the color story should be revealed, I think, tonight. And then as you're watching the video, the palette will launch the day after. Just so you know. That's something I already talked about. There's more new stuff from Gourmand Girls, and all of these new things are dropping on Monolith as well. There's a Pandemonium palette and a Thunderstruck palette. I just have this. I just have announcement pictures. I don't have any pictures yet of the actual product inside it. Just so you know. Another thing you need to know is that really soon, on the 17th of August, the Christmas in July sale is what it used to be called, but they now call it their summer sale by Sydney Grace will be happening. I've heard quite a few people, if they're in Europe, saying, I would like to try Sydney Grace, but it's super expensive. The best way to get some Sydney Grace in your life is during their sales. They do some really good deals, but you need to follow them on Instagram to know what the deals are, and then to figure out whether it's worth it. In the past, I've ordered a lot together with Esther, and then we sort of combine our orders, and that makes the shipping a little less terrible, you could say. So if you have a friend who wants to like make the purchase together with you, it might make it a little bit better. However, there's lots of stuff, of course, going on with tariffs and whatever it is that's going on, so make sure you do the math before you place an order and figure out in advance how much you're going to be having to pay for like customs before the package arrives, so there are no surprises. But yeah, this is quite possibly one of the best times of the year if you were to looking into Sydney Grace. But yeah, it's going to be expensive because they're a small brand. They don't have any shipping deals. They ship by weight. The more you get, the more expensive it's going to be, one. And two, I don't know, like I haven't ordered anything directly from the US myself for a while now. So I don't know what the shipping is like. It's crazy. Speaking of shipping, this is just an example from Carla Cosmetics, but my Instagram feed is taken over by small brands who say from August 12th onwards, we will no longer be shipping to the European Union because the European Union is introducing a new law where companies have to prove that their packaging is economically sustainable. However, there's loads of like talk about like some countries do it this way, other countries do it this way. And what I understood from a lot of the creators whose posts I've been reading, they need to register in every single EU country that they want to ship to, and then pay for that registration, and then they need to go through like tests and stuff. So it's a lot of hassle. So if you see your favorite brands suddenly no longer offering shipping if you're in the EU, this could be why. So this is Carla Cosmetics. They're a brand that I know some people shop from. They are hit by this. I'm not sure what's going on, but it seems to be very like difficult for people to figure out in what way it applies to them, because apparently for some countries, if you need to make a certain amount of revenue for the registration to be necessary, and then for other countries it's something completely different. So if you are a small brand or if you are a customer in the EU, read up on people's shipping policies before you place an order, or if you want to, place an order before August 12th, because that's when a lot of shops seem to be closing down. And that's actually it. Those are all of the items that I wanted to chat about with you in today's video. I wanted to go through it a little bit quickly because I know it would be a lot. I will be back at the beginning of September with just a video like this, but at the minute we're doing eyeshadow palette month here on the channel. So if you want to stay tuned for daily videos, then I will be back again tomorrow with a new video all about eyeshadows. So hope to see you then, and I hope to see you again in a new video soon. Bye-bye.